how to stay icy and non-reactive in the face of bullies. One thing I want you guys to understand about bullies is that they really are the biggest pussies out there, right? And I'm not just saying that. These guys are massive cowards, okay? First of all, the thing about bullies you have to understand is they never pick on guys their own size, right? They always look for easy targets. So that's the first thing you have to understand. They're never gonna go up to a guy that is bigger than them, larger than them, more intimidating than them. No, they look for quote unquote easy targets, right? That they can bully, get their quick little 2-second dirty high from, you know, whether verbally or physically, and then be on their way, like, yeah, I got that guy. Ooh, I'm a man, you know, and it's very pathetic, by the way. But the thing you need to understand about bullies, okay, because a lot of times these guys are bigger than you, as I just said, right? And they will often get up in your face and be like, what's up, you know, and do all that, right? It's very intimidating if you're not used to it. But as I always teach you guys, you have to understand where this is coming from. You have to understand the source. You know, you have to get beyond their physical prowess, okay? And you have to see the man, you know, what's inside. And I will tell you, these guys are the biggest sissies, the biggest wimps out there. How do I know, right? Not only was I bullied as a child, right? It stopped by the time I got to high school, but taking guys out for, you know, boot camp and being in all of these venues and bars and clubs, obviously you come across a lot of these guys who get very triggered when you accidentally like pick up on their girl or their, you know, their sister or some girl that they want to talk to, or even just no girl, and they're upset that you're out there picking up girls and they're a wallflower, right? They'll be like, man, what's up, man? Who do you think you are? What are you doing in here? You know, and all this, right? It's like intimidating because they get in your face, and then you're like looking up at this guy going, oh, you know, oh man, you know, and it's your natural instinct, your fight or flight instinct to, you know, to take off and be like, sorry, dude, sorry. You know, and instead of to understand like who this guy actually is, and stay there and stand your ground, right? Stand your ground. Obviously, use your judgment, right? Because a lot of these bullies are not the type to fight fair, FYI, right? These will be guys who, if they're losing in a fight, they will pull out a weapon, they will pull out a knife, a gun even. So yeah, you really want to be careful. I'm not advising you escalate the situation, right? And this is why I always de-escalate these situations, and I do it in a way that's high value, and makes that person just by default feel stupid without me even trying to make them feel stupid. But again, as I was saying, let's get back to the source of what you're dealing with here. You have to understand, when it comes to bullies, these guys are very, very internally weak, okay? These are the type of guys that cry a lot, right? They're just over-emotional, overgrown crybabies. Like almost every single bully you'll ever come across, behind closed doors, is an absolute wimp, crybaby, right? The type where if his girlfriend is leaving him, that dude will be on his knees like, oh baby, please don't leave me, please baby, I'm gonna kill myself if you leave me, you know, and dude, I kid you not, right? The same dude that will come up to you and be like, what's up, man? What you got to say? You know, and doing all that. So I mean, you can see the disconnect, right? You can see the incongruence there. Because a real tough guy, a real man, his emotional state does not rise or, you know, descend, right? It stays at the level it's normally at, right? It stays at a normal level, very much like a temperature in a car, right? I'm driving my Lamborghini here. So in your car, right, it stays at a temperature where it doesn't get too hot where it'll overheat, but it also doesn't get too cold where it will stall, right? Stays at the proper temperature. And that's how your emotional state should be as a man. It should just stay here. But with bullies, they are very much like women. Okay, so their emotions are on a roller coaster, right? Just woo, right? It's never just here. It's like up and down, up and down. These guys have like massive mood disorders. And the reason why I say they're so weak is because anybody who achieves his manhood, Anybody who becomes a man, can control his emotional state, right? Will never overreact, okay? Because when you overreact, especially, when you let your emotions take over, you end up looking like a fool, right? You end up looking like a child, a toddler. And that's how these bullies end up looking. But again, a lot of guys who are not used to dealing with these type of dudes, they get taken in by the optics, right? Like I was saying earlier, these guys are very physically intimidating, but internally, they're cream puffs, right? They're cream puffs. I've never seen a bully like I've never seen a bully who A, is not over emotional, and B, has internal strength, right? Because I've met a lot of guys who are not physically intimidating, but they're just, you could tell there's a firmness about them, right? They are centered in their own energy. And that is a guy who's achieved, basically being what we call an alpha male, real alpha male, right? That to me is a real alpha male, because, you tend to get fooled by movies and media showing you their depiction of what an alpha male should look like. Like, of course, 6 feet is not even enough anymore. It's like 6'4", 6'5", very jacked, very muscular, James Bond kind of type, right? That's their, definition of an alpha male. So you tend to think like, oh, that's what an alpha male is, right? But even James Bond, right? You saw the later, even the earlier James Bonds with Daniel Craig. He did turn beta, right? He did start simping to this woman, and then in one of them, he was dating this much older woman. I know that they're trying to sell the wokeness and stuff, but still, his character kind of started going beta, right? And he's supposed to be this tough guy, MI6, right? So don't get fooled by the optics, right? Be smarter than that. Be more intelligent than that. Don't get, sucked in to this stereotypical definition of what a bully is and what a bully isn't, right? Because I am telling you from real life experience, dealing with these guys in reality for the last 5 decades of my life, and even to this day, from every generation too, by the way, because I dealt with bullies from my generation back in the day, Gen X, and then the new generation, millennials, and then now the Generation Z. It never changes. These guys, their habits don't change, right? They continue to be these big pussies, these big sissies who can't control their emotions, right? They can't control their emotional state. And this is what causes them to be bullies, right? Because they get triggered. They get triggered, right? We all get upset over things that people do. Most of us who are rational, we're not so cowardly that we'll use our physical size if we're bigger than the person, like, ooh, yeah, you better back down. I'm taller than you. I don't even think in those terms, right? I'm only 5'10", 5'11", but there are guys that are 5'7", that sometimes, we get into it, and I don't go get physical about it, or I try to have a conversation like a man and try to get them to see why they're wrong, or, and try to listen to their side too. Like, why do you think I was wrong? I want to know, right? I want to keep an open dialogue, because that's what men do. We're able to control our emotions. Again, our emotions don't rise or descend based on the situation going on. So that's what you have to understand about bullies, is they are just these over emotional crybabies. And I literally have seen these guys cry, right? They've cried in the venue or cried in the club after we got into it to their girl, because the girl was, tired of him acting out like this, and she was leaving without him. He's like, no, baby, no, I'm sorry about it. He was hitting on you and I didn't know. I'm like, wow. That is something you will never, ever see me do, right? You will never see my emotions go, oh my God, no, you won't see that. Did I do that when I was younger, when I was a child? Of course. However, I'm not a child anymore. I'm not a toddler, right? And even then, I cried very seldomly. My mom, to this day, still reminds me of that. She says, you really didn't cry much. She tells her friends, yeah, growing up, his emotions were always just never got, over emotional, right? So when you're dealing with these guys, instead of getting intimidated by them, really see beyond this facade that they're putting up, right? Beyond this tough guy act, right? And some of these guys will even dress the part. They'll try to look tough. I see a lot of these guys, like, sometimes driving around, they got their like hoodie on, their car's all blacked out, black tinted windows, black rims, black, you know, black clothes, black everything. Like, dude, why are you hiding so much, man? Right? I mean, I live in California. It's hot as balls out here. I really don't like to tint my windows because I like to see the sun. I like to see people. You know, I like to wave at pretty girls. I want people to see me, you know. Yeah, and I want to see the world, right? Because, I mean, yeah, life is short, right? I don't want to hide away under a covered blanket. Like, just see me. I'm a tough guy behind it. I don't want to do that, man. I'm not afraid of who I am. I'm not insecure. But a lot of that, again, with these bullies comes from insecurity. That is why they bully you. And that is why you should not be afraid of these guys, right? I'm not saying to get into it with these guys, to fight these guys, to put up your dukes, or I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, don't be so intimidated next time you come across a bully, okay? Because these guys are no one to be intimidated by. I'm not saying to escalate it either, by the way, because these guys, like I just said, are over emotional, triggered little girls, right? No different than women. And even most women have controlled their emotions more than these bullies, right? However, you have to understand the type of guy you're dealing with. You know, again, don't start bringing it to physical violence, because these guys will pull out a weapon if they are losing, if you're kicking their ass, or even if they just feel like it, right? Because they don't have control over their emotional state. You understand? This is why these guys are also dangerous, right? Because they're not thinking rationally. They don't. That's what makes them bullies, right? They're just living and being controlled by their emotions, right? Which is really pathetic as a man. If you're not in control of your emotions and your emotions are controlling you, you need to do some work, son. You need to do some work, because right now you're a chick, right? You're a chick. You're an unhinged little girl, and you need to do some work. You need to watch more of my videos. I'll help you out, man. I'll help you get through it, right? Because I want to help you, and I want you to be better, because I know you can be better if you have that problem. And we've all had it, right? We've all had it, right? So, but that's how you learn, right? I mean, I can think back in relationships I've had. You know, I mean, even like my ex from 2006 that I mention often, because I'm so like kicking myself over that, like how I acted during that time and how I just handled myself, and I got sucked out of my reality. Just, you know, I learned a lot from that, where I don't do it ever anymore, because I think back on that, I'm like, ooh, you know, it's very cringy, you know. So you have to be able to look at yourself and go, yeah, man, that's lame. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to do that anymore. So as always, gentlemen, I hope you got value out of this coaching video. If there's anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share, please drop them in the comments below. And I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out. Whew. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets, signing out here with my Lamborghini. Just got this car, very excited about it. We're going to be featuring it a lot more here on the channel in the next coming months, the next coming years. Going to be keeping this for a little while. I still have my DeLorean, by the way. So not selling the DeLorean, but going to be enjoying this car for a little while here. And if you want to see the process of me purchasing this car, just go to my Instagram, my IG, at MattCrossOfficial. Follow me on there. Been posting a lot of videos about this car. I was working on this deal for over 2 months. Finally got it closed. I was on a hunt for this car, looking for this car for over 2 years, trying to find one in Rossa Festo Red, which is the color of this vehicle. Rossa Festo Red is probably hands down one of the rarest colors for the Lamborghini. It's also a $14,880 option. So it's a pretty rare find, and it's a fully loaded vehicle. But I'm going to do a full review on the car here on my channel pretty soon, if it's not up already. So yeah, follow me at Matt Cross Official. The same guy who delivered my DeLorean also delivered the Lamborghini. His name is TJ at Florida Exotic Transport. If you happen to purchase a muscle car, collector car, exotic car, he's your man for delivery. Funny enough, I bought this car also sight unseen, like I did my DeLorean. Just when you get these deals, you just have to jump on it, right? You just have to jump on it, man. But as always, gentlemen, don't forget to smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and smash that notification bell as well, so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Helps me out a ton when you guys actually subscribe to the channel and you just don't take off on me. So subscribe to the channel, helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this insane red pill, gold pill, platinum pill content that I'm teaching you here on my channel, best way to do that is becoming basically a subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium AlphaMaleSecrets content from me. So take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. Just say 2 seconds. So do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.